Good morning, ladies. How is everybody doing today?
Really, really great.
Amazing. I love it.
Alhamdulillah. How
Alhamdulillah.
are you today?
Yeah, yes, good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It always gets really difficult before it gets really good. So I'm happy to hear that. Today I'm just going to briefly go over your juicing day tomorrow. Before we get into that, I'm really curious. Did anybody go home after our class today? Did you go and try out the thought model? Did anybody try the exercise on their own? Do you have, even if you are not comfortable sharing, do you have any thoughts on it? Do you have any, if you tried it, did you have any sort of a breakthrough? Did you have a realization about yourself? Anything like that that you'd like to share? It's a very powerful exercise. And it's like not something you really want to do, because once you have to admit to yourself that everything you've ever felt in your life was in your control, that's not an easy thing to face. Like from now on, whether you want to do a thought model or not, when you just understand that it's your perception of things that determines your life, not how other people behave, not how other people treat you, and how other people, it like has nothing to do with what's going on outside you. It's all about your perception of it. That's kind of a hard pill to swallow, and a lot of people don't want to have to face that, because then everything becomes your responsibility, and like nobody around you is basically held accountable for anything. In a sense, that's what this all means. So this is why this can be at once powerful, but very scary and intimidating, and not something that everybody necessarily wants to delve into. But if you allow yourself, as with everything else in this program, give yourself permission to see things in a different way, this is how you grow as a human being, as a woman. This is how you evolve, and ultimately that's what you want in your life. We all want to evolve. We all want to go to higher levels of awareness and higher levels of consciousness. It starts with raising your physical body, right? You raise the physical energy in your body from like one that's low vibration, dead energy from eating the processed foods, eating foods that are not alive. Like you start with that. You start by literally rebuilding and regenerating your body, and then it has to, just the natural evolution is going to go to your thinking and your emotions and your mental health. And this is how you take care of your mental health, the same way that your physical health is not anybody else's responsibility, right? Nobody can make you sick. Nobody can make you sick. You can't, there's no such thing as even catching a virus from someone. That doesn't exist. If your body is strong on the inside, if you have a terrain that's alkaline versus acidic, a virus can't latch on. So they can literally put you in the middle of a household full of sick people and you won't get sick. So nobody can make you sick, and nobody can heal you either. You're the only one, like all of you are seeing, like nobody in your families is coming and telling you, oh, you need to do this detox, or you need to eat better so that you can feel, but nobody did that for you. You were all doing it for yourselves. So the equivalent of that when it comes to our mental and emotional health is the thought model, is understanding how your thoughts are not random, same way that your symptoms are not random. And in order to overcome your symptoms, you're actually taking literal daily actions to overcome your physical symptoms. You're actually going to also have to take literal daily action to overcome the thoughts that aren't serving you either. So if you haven't done this exercise yet, I highly recommend you do. Take any part of your life that you're just not getting the result that you want, where it's just there's no traction there, where you keep making the same mistake over and over again. If it's a procrastination issue, use the model and you're going to see how you can completely transform that. Anybody want to share their experience with this? Okay, tomorrow is your juicing day. Some of you, about four of you here have done this before. You know what it's like. Juicing day is the day where we started off with a certain level the first 3 days, took it a little bit deeper, and then juicing days where you're going to take it the deepest. Juicing day is one of two things will happen. If you're still suffering from a lot of symptoms, that might be the thing that literally finally clears it for you. Or if you haven't been feeling anything, maybe you had super, super mild symptoms, the juicing day is what might finally trigger you because it's going deeper. It's what might finally trigger you to feel symptoms you haven't felt yet. In all cases, it's all good. If you feel horrible symptoms and then you feel even more horrible symptoms, that's still good. That's still the process. Literally tomorrow is only day 9, ladies. Day 9 of a process that can take, for some people, it can take a couple of years. After this class is done, I'm going to share a couple of Instagram accounts of people that I follow, not coaches or anything. I think one of them became a coach, but just regular, it's a man and a woman. They have nothing to do with each other. I follow them because I love to follow real life healing stories. And both of these individuals, the woman she was diagnosed with cancer, I believe in her uterus or ovarian cancer or something like that. And they basically, the diagnosis was, you have to remove everything. We're going to remove everything. You have to do chemo. You have to do the basic radiotherapy, like all of this. And she was like, no, I'm not doing any of that. And she decided to and she was eating the typical foods, and she's British. So there was a lot of drinking there involved, like just the basic standard diet that makes everybody sick. So she decided to transform that completely. She went on a fruit-only plan. And basically, I think 3 months, 6 months in, the tumor was gone, the cancer was gone, everything was gone. So I'm going to share her story because I think it's really powerful for you to just not hear it from me, but to actually, and not just maybe hear from my clients, but to hear from regular people all over the world who have taken their health back into taken responsibility for their health. And then the other man, I want to share his story because specifically he talks about the bloating, and a lot of you are still going through the bloating, and he shows pictures of himself super, super, super bloated and how it took him 2 years to overcome the bloating. But he had he had like neurological conditions. He had lots and lots of deeply embedded issues. But I'm going to share those with you so that you can just see in real life, in real time, that healing takes time, and it takes perseverance, and it takes courage, and there's going to be times where there's, backtrack, and all of that is normal. So tomorrow is just day 9 for all of you. Day 9. We're not, as much as you might have already started to feel an improvement in some things, when we're looking at something that's deeply embedded, it's not going to reverse in 9 days. It's not going to reverse in 21 days. As I told you before, that's just how long it takes me to teach you how to heal yourself. Like, I'm not healing you, you are healing yourself. So you're going to take this information, you're going to keep applying it day in, day out, so that you can get the specific result that you're looking for. So tomorrow is the juicing day. Once you're done with the juicing day, tomorrow, you all need to choose, and only like 2 of you have told me what you've decided. You need to choose what you're going to do starting on Saturday. So either you're going to repeat the 9 days again, without the preparation days, obviously, you'll just repeat from the 3 days with animal protein, the exact same thing again. If you want to take it a little bit faster and deeper, you can eliminate the 3 days with the animal protein and just do the 6 days. Those of you who want to push weight loss specifically can just repeat the last 3 days. So as if you're doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like as if you're doing yesterday, today, and tomorrow over and over and over and over and again. If that's for weight loss, and obviously if you have a condition, that's going to speed up healing of that condition too. If you're ready to slow things down, then you choose either the hybrid cleanse or you choose the clean eating. They're all healing. You get to choose the speed at which you're going to go and the intensity at which you want to go. You can alternate. You can do the next 9 days, and then you can choose to do hybrid, and then you can do another 9 days, and then you can do hybrid again. You can go back and forth. You can do the 9 days, and in the first 3 days, obviously incorporate some recipes from clean eating. You can definitely do that. You can do hybrid and incorporate some recipes from clean eating. You can't do it wrong. The only thing that you're doing is choosing the speed and the intensity. All right. For tomorrow's juicing day, I highly, highly, highly recommend, beg you, please stay home for juicing day. Not only might you experience symptoms you haven't felt before, or experience an uptake of detox withdrawal symptoms, you will need the bathroom. You're going to be juicing. You're going to be drinking a lot. It's going to be a lot of hydration. and juicing takes more, even though we're juicing where the digestive system doesn't have to work so hard, the detoxing process is going to be, it's work for your body. So we want to give the body, set your body up for success is what I'm saying. So if that means taking a break from noise, from people, from activity, from whatever it is you need to do, you owe it to yourself to do that. So plan on resting tomorrow, enjoying the day. You know, it's Friday, take a bath, watch Netflix, you know, do whatever it is you do that relaxes you, and so that you can optimize your body for healing tomorrow. All right. Anybody have any questions for me? Rasha, go ahead.
Hi, Dana. Hope you're doing great. How do we decide what plan do we go through after Friday? So is it like our judgment, or is it the symptoms, or how can we decide something like that?
Well, it's both, right? You're going to use your symptoms. Your symptoms are going to guide you. So if you are still feeling like your detox symptoms have not subsided, repeat the 9 days, because it means that your body's still filtering. It means the toxins were deeply embedded in you. It means that your body is releasing, and it needs a lot more time to release. Do the 9 days. If some of you who have had really, really, really severe symptoms and you might feel like you want to slow it down, then I would recommend, it's up to you. If you are able to function in your life with these symptoms, then by all means repeat the 9 days, because that's only going to push it out faster and get you to healing faster. But if the severe symptoms are getting in the way of your day-to-day life, of your functioning, there's no reason to suffer through this, right? There's no reason to be tortured through it. Then choose hybrid. This is how you're basically going to decide. At this point, you get to choose how fast you want to heal, and your symptoms are going to dictate that. If you're starting to feel generally better, if you're starting to feel like the reasons you came into the program, you can see those things shifting and it's starting to get easier for you. If you're feeling that way, then it's easier for you to say, right, I can just do hybrid or clean eating, because now I just want to look at how my long-term lifestyle is going to be. That's probably the best option for those of you who are starting to feel better. Those of you who are not well at all, 9 days, if your lifestyle allows it. Otherwise, go to hybrid.
The 9 days that, yeah. And the 9 days, that's including the first 3 days of, so I start on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I start adding the protein and then eliminating it, just repeating what I did last week.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. I'm starting to feel better.
Okay.
My only issue, my diarrhea is better. My headaches are better. My energy level is better. My crankiness is better.
Wonderful.
The only issue that I have now is that I have gas and bloating. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I know this is normal, like you said. So should I go on to the clean eating, or should I? And I don't understand the hybrid. I was reading through it yesterday. I don't feel it. I don't understand what the difference is in the hybrid. And
we increase celery juice in the hybrid. Okay. Hybrid, the clean eating is, you've got animal protein in there. You might have some of like greens and legumes and some fats and things in there. 9 day, you don't have any of that, right? Except for the 3 days. Hybrid is more of, it's between the two. So we add in like a good fat like tahina, for example.
Tahina, yeah.
Right? You get that in the hybrid, but you also get a little bit of a push with extra celery juice. So it's not as deep as the 9 days. It's not as slow. It takes a little bit from both. There's still no animal protein for the most part in the hybrid cleanse. So but you get the potatoes, and even though potatoes are incredibly detoxing and healing, psychologically, when people eat potatoes, they don't feel like they're detoxing. So it helps you, right? So you put that in there just to kind of give you a little breather, like just feel like you're not just you know, because the brain part, the mindset, that takes time, even though you know theoretically, you know, that you're not doing a diet and this is not a diet and this is still a lifestyle. It takes time to shift that programming. So to help with that, when you put potatoes in, people feel like they're eating like, oh, this is not a plan anymore. This is easy. I can do this. So that's why we do that with the hybrid cleanse.
Okay, and I wanted to, so you suggest in my case that I would go on to doing the clean eating. Repeat like what I did last week.
Definitely repeat the bloating, and you're going to see with this account I'm going to share with you, this man, it took him 2 years to get rid of his bloating. But he was doing religiously 4 to 8 cups of greens. It's really the greens that do that, right? Every day. Like he didn't want to stop. He didn't want to take a break. He wanted to keep pushing through to heal. He was miserable, right? And thankfully, most of you here are not that sick as he was, right? Where you were literally going to do anything to get out of your misery. So he did that. And he talks about that, 2 years of bloating. And you see the photo, you see like he has this huge belly and then it's flat, right? So the bloating, don't let that discourage you at any point. That can take time. You are talking about decades, right? Decades of impacted, backed up bacteria, pathogens, viruses. And what these vegetables do is they go in and they just, you know, they clear it. It's like they're vacuuming their way through, and it doesn't happen from 1 meal or 5 meals or 10 meals, and everybody's a little bit different. So every time you feel the bloating, remind yourself that it means that the body's clearing itself. Maybe you take a little break from it and then go back to the deep detoxing. That's okay. But whenever you feel it, don't let that discourage you.
Okay, and I wanted to ask about this the juicing day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do we have to stick to that cucumber apple
Yes.
juice all day?
Yes.
So there are no varieties for apple juice?
No, stick to those. You can, if you'd like, you know, you can add the orange juice. Maybe you want to add additional plain juices. Like as with the detox, you can add things, but keep the core, because there's a reason for those. Keep the core, and then you can add in additional things, but don't switch out the core.
Because you said we can throughout the day drink as much green and drink as much apple and cucumbers as much as we can. But if I finish the intake that you asked for, I can drink other juices like a cantaloupe, kiwi, like
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. As long as they're all fresh and homemade, yes. Like don't be like buying like ready-made from outside. Like I know Lychee does stuff, like their stuff is not really amazing. Glow, you can get some of the plain juices that Glow makes. I know they don't add anything to theirs, like the simple.
They add a lot of milk-based.
You can ask them. You can ask them to remove that. I know you can do that. So if they have any kind of plain juice, I think they have like a plain lemonade. I think they have plain stuff.
I think they have cantaloupe with something else. I think they have, and that's the one I was interested in.
Ask them if
they have one.
Ask them if they can simplify it for you. They used to do that. I don't see why they wouldn't anymore. If they can simplify it to just a plain juice for you, then yeah, those are options.
Or I can add 2 plain juice. I mean, I can add cantaloupe and bananas, for example. Or you want just one sort of fruit juice? No, you don't want me to mix?
No, I mean, as long as you're doing the core. If you want to add other stuff, like you want to blend, I don't know, kiwi with banana or whatever, go ahead. But keep in mind, the others are quite filling. Like when you keep drinking those throughout the whole day, they're quite filling.
The apple and the cucumber.
Yeah, you've got celery. I think we got double the celery. You have the apple and the cucumber, orange juice. Like those are your core. Those are going to fill you up.
Okay. And I asked you in the beginning about the orange juice, that usually orange juice gives me an upset stomach, and I think this is one of the reasons why I had diarrhea in the first couple of days. It's better now, maybe because I've been eating potatoes for 2 days. Yep. Do I continue drinking orange juice tomorrow?
Yeah. If it's giving you diarrhea, it's just clearing, right? So we slowed it down because it's uncomfortable, not because there was something wrong with it.
Mاشي يا دانا. Okay.
I mean, think of it this way. You want your body to get rid of the stuff in there. You want it to do that, right? You want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get
yeah.
rid of it as fast as possible. Let it all go. Let it all go.
It's just that it's I'm just a bit bored of the routine of the stuff. I'm craving rice, you know, just basmati rice, not brown rice,
Yeah.
rice.
Why do you think you're craving rice? Keep in mind that
I
rice,
don't
it's
know.
a source of sugar, right? It's a source of sugar.
Mhm.
But by this time, we've eliminated the physical addiction. So why, and this is, some of you said also that, the yesterday was like a cravings day for all of you. The physical addiction, we're done with it. It takes 5 days to get rid of the biochemical addiction. So this is a question for all of you. The things that you're craving, you can't blame it on your body wanting something anymore. This is all emotional at this point, all of it. So ask yourself, what is it about the rice? What is it about? Somebody said potato, pasta yesterday. I forget who. What is it specifically about those foods? Why and why that food and not something else? Why are you craving it?
I think it's because I'm used to eating vegetables with rice. So
Okay.
it's just that I'm missing my old routine of eating vegetables with rice. I think that's mainly it.
So just an association.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Programming,
so.
like this is supposed to go with this and it hasn't. Okay. So
Yeah.
so here's what you can do, right? I mean, here's what you can do. It's like this is all, like I said, you can't do it wrong, and everything that you're doing is an experiment. All of it, right? Is a way for you to discover what actually is going to continue to push your healing forward and what's going to take your healing back. And it's information for you to understand why certain foods, you have cravings for certain foods and why you don't have cravings for other foods. So I would, as long as you can, hold off on this craving. Think about it. When you feel like you can't anymore, because this is part of the process also, have your rice at whatever point. Even if you decide to do 9 days and then on Tuesday you're like, I have to have my rice, you're going to do it consciously though. So at no point is it going to feel like you're giving in, because the whole reason we are empowering ourselves physically and emotionally and mentally is so that this powerlessness and lack of willpower around food disappears. The day you're going to have, whether it's the rice, whether it's your steak, whether it's your cheesecake, like whatever it is, it's going to be a very conscious decision. It's going to be a choice. It's not going to be you, oh my God, that's it, khalas, they put the cheesecake in front of me and I just couldn't. No, it's going to be, today I'm having the rice. I'm going to make the order. I'm going to order my basmati rice. I'm going to cook it and I'm going to eat it and I'm going to see what's going to happen. And I'm going to do it without guilt, without shame, without fear. And then you're going to eat, and then you're going to see the reaction that's going to happen. And so keep in mind, when you reintroduce any of the inflammatory foods, the reaction can happen anywhere from 10 minutes up to 3 days after you eat it. So if you're choosing to have your rice, or you're choosing to have the cheese or whatever it is, give yourself 3 days. Because if you decide to have something else the day after, or something else on the 3rd day, and you have any kind of a symptom resurface or any,
I won't know which one it was from.
You won't know which one it is. You won't know. So it's a process. And at the end of the day, it's an experiment. Some of the experiments are going to work really well, and you're going to realize that something works for your body. And as you're eating, like this process, as you're in this detox now, you're becoming aware that, right, this really works for me. Like this is my crankiness is going away. My energy is coming back. I'm starting to feel better. That's data. And then let's say you eat the rice, and after you eat it, you feel bloated, or you feel tired, or you feel sleepy. That's still data. And like, right, okay, so this experiment works this way, this experiment works a different way. It's just food. There's no shame or guilt or fear related to it at all. You just move forward with the experiment that works better for you.
Okay, and about desserts, we can have, if I choose to go on a clean eating, to repeat the 9 days again, then the first 3 days I can have the gluten-free desserts like almond butter with cocoa, and that's okay.
Yes, yes. Yeah, exactly. Just repeat it exactly as is. Yes.
And in general, what are your thoughts about these desserts that are from Grandsville, for example? They have the chocolate chunk cookie made from wheat and or oats and organic chocolate and stuff like that. Are you
So all
okay
of
with that?
these, there's a lot of places that are making really, really high quality desserts these days. And
Yeah.
definitely when you decide to have a dessert, you choose from one of these because they're non-inflammatory ingredients for the most part. But keep in mind, it's still a processed product, right? Like a cookie is still a cookie. It's not going to create inflammation in your body, like a cookie that's made with almond flour, oat flour, raw honey, is very different.
Dates.
Dates, right? Is very different than a cookie made with white flour and white sugar and butter and eggs, 100%. But you, again, have to watch out for the reaction because for the most part, they're made with nut flours and nuts are high on the allergen list. So you might find that even though it's a quote unquote healthy, non-inflammatory cookie, a nut flour might still elicit a reaction for you. So when you choose to introduce it the same way that you're going to introduce the rice, have nothing else. And make sure you give yourself a few days to see if you have a reaction from it. The other thing is you want to, sometimes, especially with these little desserts, you might not see after 3 days something happen. You might feel, oh, this is great. This is a healthy thing. And I can have one every day, for example, as a little healthy treat. And then you're going to find after 2 weeks, maybe after 3 weeks, maybe, and you've changed nothing else, that you feel like, I'm not feeling quite as good. I'm not feeling as energetic as I used to feel. These small quantities taken on a regular basis, as with everything, that's what can create a cumulative effect after 2-3 weeks, after a month even. So you also want to pay attention.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So, but are they better for you than a traditional cookie? 100%. Yes.
And if I make chocolate out of coconut oil and honey and cocoa at home, is that a good treat?
Definitely. 100%. Definitely better for you than the Lindt, than any of the chocolate you see in the supermarket. 100%. Yeah.
And I can have them first 3 days. That's okay.
Yes. In the first 3 days. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Nuran, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
I just wanted to thank you so much for yesterday's session. It was amazing. It was life-changing.
Okay, wonderful.
I taught it to everyone I know, everyone I met yesterday. I taught it to them, and then we were just in awe of how amazing this is. Such a shift in how you can think about everything. Thank you
love
so
it.
much.
I love it. I love
Yeah, I
it.
loved it too.
I mean,
I loved it too. I was mind blown.
right? Imagine if everybody did this and everybody just took responsibility for themselves and nobody blamed anybody for anything. Like, what kind of world would we live in, right? I love it. I love it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I have a few questions.
Go ahead.
I didn't have potatoes yesterday. Is that okay?
That's okay. Yes, it's okay. You want to have them today? You can do that. Yeah.
Okay, but if I don't want to have them today, it's okay too.
Why don't you want to have them? Is this a fear of potatoes?
No, it's just I'm spending too much time in the kitchen already, and I don't want to spend the extra time peeling potatoes and putting them in the oven and waiting for another hour.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, as long as it's not because I've had some women skip the potatoes because they're afraid of the potatoes. As long as you're
no, not at all.
This is like, yeah, it's like the fruit fear. There's no such thing as fruits make you fat or fruits make you sick, and same thing with potatoes. All right, wonderful. No, that's up to you.
Okay. What's wrong with peanuts?
So peanuts, it's the way that they're grown. Generally, peanuts, like they're healthy, yes and no, because they can be they can be highly problematic. They are more on the acidic side than the alkaline side, right? So they fall under the category of like the beans, legumes, the grains, and animal protein. Like they're not really gonna make you sick, but they're not gonna heal you either. Like eating nuts is not what's not gonna heal your symptoms. And of course, there are some benefits also, like they are the good fats and all of that. But with peanuts, the problem with peanuts is the way that they're grown. So I don't know if you know that peanuts are sort of, they're grown under, like inside the soil. They're like grown underground. And there's something with the way, I don't know exactly what it is, but there's something with the way that they're actually grown underground where they end up with a kind of mold, in like a thin layer of mold, like invisible mold that grows on them, that then when you eat it, you ingest this mold as well.
Okay.
That's the problem. Yeah.
All right. And last question. How do you make tahina? Because like my mom scoops a معلقة out of the tahina from the supermarket, and then she puts vinegar or lemon on it. Is this how you make tahina too?
Yeah. So you scoop it out of the jar. Make sure you want to get one that like either somebody said one of the, I think a few of the bigger supermarkets now will make it fresh for you. And it's basically just sesame seeds, and you can make it at home. You basically just put sesame seeds in your blender or a food processor, sorry, and you just let it blend. It takes a bit of time. It first turns into a powder. You just keep the blender on, and then the powder turns into sort of a thick paste.
Okay.
With tahina, that's how you make. It's just basically sesame seeds. So if you can get it freshly made at any of the big hypermarkets, that's amazing. Gourmet also make one that's pure. Unfortunately, some of the other the commercial varieties, they add like starch, they add flour, like they add things obviously to make it bigger quantity that sells for cheaper. So they have to add some like fillers and things. So as long as you're getting a pure source of tahina, it's wonderful. It's a great source of calcium also. To make it, I would use not vinegar, because vinegar is eroding for the liver. So water, lemon juice, and salt and pepper. And if you want to add dill always goes really well with tahina. That's it.
Okay.
It really
Amazing.
depends if you like it more, if you like it lemony or not lemony. Sometimes I just add water and like just a little bit of lemon. Like my husband likes it really lemony. Like I don't like it lemony. So it just depends on your taste, really. But that is the basic way to make it. It's super simple.
Okay. Awesome.
And once you get into, I love it. Like once you transition out of the 9 days, and one of the ways that you can do the 9 days, and I've done this before, when you're mostly symptom free and you're happy eating vegetables, as I was, I just wanted a little bit of variety. I would do the 9 days with the exact same vegetable recipes because I just wanted to eat all the vegetables, but I would do a tahina dressing for all the vegetables and the salad. So that's also one way moving forward that you can do that. You can once you've roasted all the vegetables and once you've made the salad, you can drizzle the tahina on your cooked vegetables. You can use it as a dressing for the salads, and it's just tahina, it's just sesame seeds, right? So it's a great way to kind, when you're sort of after you've given your body an initial push and you just want to keep doing the 9 days, but you're getting really bored of just the vegetables. Tahina is a wonderful way to mix things up.
Okay, awesome. Hi, Kamin. Okay, so I'm a personal training coach and group classes coach. Well, I usually train a lot and I lift heavy weights and stuff. Where I don't mind at all that the past week I haven't been able to do any of that, but moving forward, like you said, we said that the chicken and meat are okay food, but not to consume every day. And I mean, I don't know where to get my protein at all. So no protein bars, because they have a lot of sugar. But then also no chicken or meat every single day. If I'm not gonna get my protein every single day. Also no eggs and no dairy. And what about protein powder? Is that cool or not?
No, let me go back and just correct something for you. Well, let me ask you first. Did you try to work out last week and you couldn't, or you didn't even try?
No, well, my yoga practice was amazing and I felt a lot lighter and I was flowing amazing. That was great. Okay. But like when I was lifting the dumbbell, it felt a lot heavier than it does every day.
Okay, so that might not necessarily be a direct result of no protein. That just could be because you're detoxing. The body's just using the energy somewhere else. When it comes to protein moving forward, you get to choose if you want to bring back animal protein. when I say animal protein, I mean fish, chicken, or red meat. Those are always going to be your sources of protein, not protein bars, not protein shakes, not protein powders, not eggs, and not dairy. Okay, those are protein shakes and protein bars and protein powders. Those are all artificial, fake. Just nobody needs those. Really, if you want protein, just go and have a steak, right? So here's those of you who want to reintroduce animal protein. As with anything else, you want to see which one is the one that when you consume, it doesn't bring back any symptoms. It doesn't, or create a new symptom that you didn't have before, because sometimes there's certain foods we've been eating all our lives. We don't realize that they're problematic until you remove them and then you bring them back in. So when we're talking about how to eat from nature, that does include animal protein, right? Fruits, vegetables, animal protein, basically things that you are going to find, you know, on a farm, things that humans have been eating since the beginning of time. And since the beginning of time, human beings ate fruits, vegetables, and animals more than they even ate beans or nuts or things like that, because they took time. Like you have to soak the beans and whatever. They wanted things that were easy to prepare and things that would sustain them. So fruits, vegetables, and animal protein. So the issue with the animal protein has become that we consume way, way, way too much of it. So the emphasis has been on protein, 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 when we don't need that much protein on a daily basis. And then of course the issue is how the protein in the past 100, 150 years has been grown, right? The hormones, the antibiotics, all of that. So when you reintroduce animal protein, and this goes for all of you, if you choose to reintroduce animal protein, you're going to have to experiment with each kind alone. And then you're going to have to determine, it could be either the type of animal protein that's not working for you or the frequency that might not work for you. So you might discover that you can have a piece of red meat once a week, and maybe chicken once a week, and maybe fish 3 times a week, for example, if that's what you want to do. And you feel amazing. And none of your symptoms come back, and you sleep well, and your energy is great, and you can do all your workouts, and you're focused, and like there's nothing that you're complaining about. But let's say you decide to switch it up and say, right, I'm going to have red meat 4 times a week, just for argument's sake, right? I'm going to switch it. I'm going to have red meat 4 times, and I'll have chicken once and fish once. And then you start to realize that maybe night sweats creep up. Maybe your focus starts to go off a bit. Maybe you get constipation comes back. So then it's like, okay, let me recalibrate again. And this is how all of you need to figure it out. Like the same way that I know that every single time I eat red meat, I'm going to have a night sweat, no matter what I've tried, no matter what combination I've done. So I limit that. I don't want to wake up with a night sweat, but I can eat fish every day and that doesn't happen to me. Chicken is kind of a hit or miss. Still haven't really figured that out. The only time that I would say remove animal protein is when I'm looking at somebody who's really, 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 really ill, like really ill. Like somebody who's got cancer, animal protein is out. Somebody who's got dementia, Alzheimer's, animal protein is out. When we've got something like where the body really has to be given an opportunity to heal, have to take everything out that might slow it down, have to take everything out that might create even a little bit of acidity. But if you've removed all the big ones, as we say, wheat and dairy and sugar and processed food and caffeine and alcohol and all of that crap, then no, animal protein is going to can easily be part of your day-to-day if you want it to be, but you're the only one who can figure out the type and the frequency.
Okay, so bear with me because I'm trying to combine the science and what I actually believe in.
Yep.
So I know I don't like to limit food to just carbs, protein, and fat, but scientifically, if you want to build muscles, then you will need a specific amount of protein for your body to be able to metabolize it and then create a muscle.
Correct.
As a person that is a coach and is in a gym every single day, and I want to and I don't want to lose my muscle mass and I want to keep increasing it. Yep. How do you do that? Like, how am I supposed to put both together?
Whatever it is you want to do with animal protein, and whatever it is your idea or your belief is about protein, use natural protein.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to tell you. So nobody needs protein shakes. Nobody needs protein powders. Nobody, in the history of man has never needed these. These are just like trends and fads and just food industry marketing techniques. Nobody needs protein. If you want,
and no one needs eggs too.
no one, eggs feed viruses, right? So eggs are now, they're known to feed pathogens. They're known to feed viruses in your digestive tract. They're also literal hormonal control centers. So no,
Okay.
you don't actually need them. Like if you never eat an egg again for the rest of your life, you're not going to be deficient.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Marianne, you're next.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so I actually started one day ahead. So I'm on day 9 today and I'm juicing.
Today's your
And I'm
juicing day. Okay.
Yeah, today. And I'm finding it very difficult. I think because I'm a muncher. And so I'm used to eating something tangible. And now that that's been removed, I feel lost, unable to concentrate. Yeah, it's really affected me today. So I just wanted to share that. And then yesterday, after the sweet potato day, I noticed
Hello? Hello? Marianne, we can't hear you. We lost you. Okay, I'm going to look at the questions here until she comes back. Angie, does celery juice make you pee a lot? Yes, a lot. Yesterday I had it before dinner and I was all night in the toilet. Yes, celery juice makes you pee a lot. It dumps, poo a lot. Yes, that's what celery does. Celery juice you can store in plastic bags in the freezer. Absolutely. Hi, Lemia, no worries. Rania Danduna, can you recommend restaurants that use well-raised meat, organic, the only restaurant, and there's no way to guarantee 100%, would be, we have a cafe here in Ottamaya called Be Good. They claim that they use all sorts of hormone-free organic meats, and they make juices and things like that. My only concern with all restaurants, even if you're going out to eat and you're ordering just grilled chicken and sauteed vegetables, or a salad, all restaurants are going to be using seed oils, all of them, vegetable oils, like corn oil, sunflower oil, canola, because they're cheapest, all of them. There isn't a single restaurant that's going to be using amazing grade quality olive oil. So this is actually the thing to really look out for when you're eating out, more than is the meat hormone free, blah, 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 blah. That's going to be the issue, is that everywhere you go, this is what they serve. And you might go and then you might be surprised that you order plain grilled fish and you order sauteed vegetables and then you go home and feel really off. It's going to be because they use these oils. But that's actually what you have to look out for. And when I say look out for, you really can't do anything about it because it's everywhere. So it's just something you have to keep in mind when you eat out. Nuran, you have your hand up for another question, or you forgot to put your hand down?
No, I forgot to put it down. Thank you.
Okay. So Mona, you're next. Go ahead.
Hi, Dana. Finally, I'm able to join the Zoom meeting. I'm so happy.
Hey, nice to have you.
I'm in Alexandria and I took my blender. I just posted this today on Facebook. I'm becoming very dedicated. I'm so happy. Actually, it was one of the best decisions I took to join the detox process. Really, I can feel the energy. Everyone is telling me your skin looks different. Yeah, I see cakes and I'm not moved. Which is wow, this is a big achievement. Headaches are fine from maybe second day because I take only like 1 coffee in the morning, so caffeine is not a big deal. Okay. But I'm eating a lot of apples, so constipation is fine as well.
Good.
The only thing I have is about the lemon balm. When I took it, I couldn't wake up in the morning. I didn't. So I switched to Carcade. It's I can take it during the day, but if I take it before going to bed, it's like, I don't know why. I have no idea why.
It's a relaxing herb. So it's an herb that specifically relaxes the nervous system of the digestive system, but
Too much relaxation.
yeah, it relaxed you too much. So yeah, if you couldn't wake up, I mean, and those of you who are having trouble sleeping, if you haven't added lemon balm, by all means add lemon balm. Definitely if it gives you, it might just be that maybe, did you buy the one that's like in tea bags, or did you buy the loose one?
The loose one.
Okay, so you
yeah.
might have put a little bit, that you might be putting too much, like it might be too intense. The loose one especially is a lot more potent than the tea bags, right? So I would try on a weekend, try doing half, whatever it is you put last time, and see how that works for you.
And I can boil it several times, the same amount, or I put new?
No, use it once.
Okay, I use it once. Okay. One final thing, if I'm going to be back for my morning coffee, what's wrong with freshly ground coffee?
So coffee, those of you who want to reintroduce coffee, that wouldn't be until completely, you want 28 days to pass without coffee. When you choose to bring back your coffee, there's a few things you need to remember. One, you want, like you said, freshly ground brewed coffee. If you make it at home, it's not going to be Nescafe or any of the supermarket varieties. These are highly processed, highly poor quality coffee. So either you have a machine at home where you buy the beans, specialized beans, and it grinds the beans and it gives you your fresh coffee, or you go to any one of the coffee houses around. I mean, you can buy your beans from there, or you can drink a straight, espresso shot, not Nespresso machines. Anything that comes from Nescafe and Nespresso is pure, low quality, processed. It's going to make you, even if you're having half a cup, it's going to have more adverse effect on you than if you have, 10 cups of coffee from high quality brewed coffee that you make at home. They're highly toxic. So those are out. So freshly brewed at home from a reputable coffee house, you want to have it never on an empty stomach. Again, if that's what you used to do, never on an empty stomach, because your cortisol is highest in the morning when you wake up. Naturally, it's supposed to be highest to get you to start your day. When you drink coffee at any time of day, it's going to spike cortisol levels because it is inflammatory, because it is a toxin, whether we love it and whether you're going to just have a little bit of it or not, and knowingly doing it. And I have a little bit of coffee every day. It is a toxin. So it's going to spike cortisol levels. So never on an empty stomach. Always after your morning routine. If you're somebody who likes to have it with milk has to go, obviously, sugar has to go. And if you want to replace the milk with a nut milk, like almond milk or coconut milk or any of that, again, that's a source of fat. So that would mean you're going to have to push your coffee to noon, 11 or 12. You don't want to get that fat in the morning. And that's it, and stick with 1 cup. And then again, as with everything, you're going to pay attention to symptoms. Does going back to even 1 cup of coffee, does it give you palpitations? Coffee can stay in your blood for a good 12 hours, 12 to 15 hours. So does it interfere with your sleep? Does it affect your digestion? Does it affect your mood? So as with everything else, when and if you decide to bring it back, those are sort of that's your new way of consuming it. And then you also have to pay attention to what it does. And it's one of those things where you might feel fine drinking it day 1, day 2, day 3, but it's slowly, cumulatively, after 30 days, you might feel like, I don't feel as good as I used to feel when I was on the detox. And you might not make the connection that the only thing you've added different is coffee, but it would be that if everything starts to shift for you.
Thank you so much, Dana. Actually, I'm planning to keep my morning routine. It's very helpful and it keeps me full. Yep. So this is definitely I'm keeping. Maybe I will introduce a little bit of protein, animal protein, chicken mainly or fish. Only coffee, fresh coffee. Definitely, I'll follow this. One last thing about yesterday thoughts model. I loved it. I really like it. It's more like a cognitive therapy thing. It's really good. And I shared it with my daughter immediately to work on her thoughts. So I just wanted to thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's all. Thank you.
You're welcome. Iman, go ahead.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I just wonder, I didn't find the lemon drink, the
Lemon balm.
I'm sorry, no, lemon balm. Oh, I couldn't find it in the groceries. I don't know from where to get. Maybe someone can help me and tell me where it's available.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I didn't eat any of our meals. I'm sorry. I ate apples only and banana. I ate around 4 apples and 1 banana, and I drank the celery. And for today for the smoothie, I got it because I didn't get the blender, the new one yet. I ate the fruits instead of drinking it.
Okay.
The smoothie.
All right.
Is it okay?
No, that's too little. What you ate yesterday is way, 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 way too little, right? It's not going to give you, even though it's high quality, but it's very little quantity. So it's not going to be enough food. It's not going to give you enough fuel, basically, for you to fulfill your basic daily functions, whatever your routine is during the day, like whatever and then whatever functions your body has to go through on a daily basis, it needs to be fueled, like your heart functions, your lung functions, your kidney functions, your brain functions, they need to be fueled. So in addition to what you have to do, there's things that your body has to do, and it can't do that with minimal food. So but life happens, right? So there's going to be days when just for whatever reason you eat late, you wake up late, something happens, your kids are not well, something happens at work. It's normal, but just make sure that doesn't become the routine. A one-off day, as with anything, is not the problem. It's the things that we do on a regular basis. So if that was your day yesterday, then make sure today that you get back back on track to really fuel your body properly, because if you do this again today and then maybe again tomorrow, that deficit it's going to add up quickly and you're going to feel it.
No, today I followed the schedule, but I juiced the celery instead of.
That's fine. That's okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I need to go and buy a blender, a new one.
Okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, is it different to make a juicing? If I use the juicing machine for the celery, do I have to change the quantity, or it's the same?
Usually if you're juicing versus blending, the quantity usually is the same. Juicing, I prefer juicing. Like the taste of juiced celery is a lot better than the taste of blended celery. So this, maybe this is a good thing for you that you're going to have to juice it now. As long as you're getting 500 milliliters, yeah, because sometimes there's no, there's no like quality control with the celery we get here. Sometimes you get a bunch like this and they're nice and thick stalks. And sometimes you get the same size bunch, but the stalks are really thin. So you really just have to know, like, roughly, I need to get 500 milliliters, give yourself 2 or 3 bunches of celery on hand. And depending on whether you're blending or juicing and depending on the size of the stalks, you just have to, sort of, what's the word? Just, yeah, just go, like, whatever. Okay. Yeah, there's a phrase, I can't remember, where you just have to just go with it. Like, whatever comes out, comes out.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. That's it.
Okay. When we decide, I decide to repeat the program again. Okay. Mm-hmm. You switch us to 2 groups, or what will be the following days? The videos and kind of. Or if you want to repeat the program, you mean, or if you want to repeat the 9 days? The 9 days. No, you're still all inside the same group. I'm not splitting anybody up. You're still the same Facebook group. You're still the same videos every single day. We actually only have 1 more week of videos next week. So no, nothing changes at all. Just let me know, just so I have an idea of where you're at. Keep communicating with me so I know what your symptoms are, what's improving, but nothing else changes in the group. If I want to repeat the last 3 days, today and yesterday, the program of the juicing and the 2 days. Yeah. To repeat it 3 times. You can repeat it as many times as you want. So the last 3,
As many times you can repeat the 3 days once, you can repeat them and then repeat them again and then repeat them again, like as many times as you want. Typically the women who do that are the ones who want to see a boost in weight loss. So if that's a priority for you, but I would always bring your attention first to in terms of healing, where are you at first? Because the weight loss will follow. Where are you at in terms of healing first before you decide to push weight loss? Because you want to always prioritize your healing. If there's a reason why you feel like weight loss is slow, it's because your body is prioritizing healing right now. That's the only reason. But the women who've done the 3 days, I think in the past 3 rounds, I've had 3 ladies who've done the last 3 days, and I think they haven't done it for more than, I think 3 times, like 9 days total.
Okay, because I need to do it because for the Hashimoto and the immune system issues that I have, and for the hypothyroid, I think that I need it here. Well, I think the inflammations get better.
Yes,
now,
definitely.
in my bones and my joints, I feel better.
Definitely.
That's why I wanted to repeat it here.
Definitely repeat it. But if you're looking at a thyroid issue, you're looking at an autoimmune issue, this goes for all of you, you are looking long term, especially if you're testing and regularly checking up to see your levels. The numbers on your tests will take at least 3 months before you see a shift in the numbers. So you are looking at something long term. So this is why I'm asking you to consider the healing, right? And you might give yourself a little push with 3 days and 3 days, but you want to see what is the sustainable option for you, because you are, I mean, all of you are looking at a lifestyle change, right? But when we're looking at thyroid or autoimmune specifically, in order for you to see an actual shift in numbers, this is it's mindset work, because it's always mindset work. But I don't want you to think that if you do the 3 days, 3 days, 3 days, then you're done. I don't know if that's what you're thinking or not. You'll give yourself a little push, but you still are going to have a ways to go.
No, I understand this. I think that my inflammations will get better if I continue for more 3 days.
Right.
And then we'll go out with the other team here and the other members here.
Perfect.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let me see here. Marianne. Oh, okay. Marianne, are you back? You want to continue your question? Did we add? I can't remember if we, where are you? There she is.
Yes, I'm so sorry. My son decided to unplug.
Go ahead.
I know. So, yes, so I was just saying that I'm on the juicing day, day 9. And so in absence of being able to munch or eat anything of substance, it feels overwhelming. So it was number 1. Number 2, yesterday I noticed, so my symptoms have thankfully been mild. Just the first couple of days I had good bowel movement, and that was because I had doubled the celery juice. But since then, everything's been fine. Okay. Yesterday was my first bout of constipation in the morning, which was uncomfortable and surprising. Okay. And the third point was, so what's next? I understand I think after day 9, you give us flexibility. I'm just feeling a little bit overwhelmed with what to do after today. Tomorrow is we're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving. So that was the reason why I shifted the days.
Right.
So, feeling a little bit nervous about having a proper extra meal. And that's everything on my mind.
Okay. So I'm going to catch your thoughts for you, because you said I'm overwhelmed a couple of times, right? And knowing what we know now after going through the thought model, what do you think, what kind of action and what kind of result do you think you're going to get when you are feeling overwhelmed or you're feeling scared or worried?
Not concentrated, flustered, uneasy.
Right. What do you think is going to happen? Like, you're overwhelmed. What do you think might end up happening when you are functioning from a place of overwhelm?
Unproductive.
And how does that translate to your to food in this case?
Doubting, or maybe desiring to go eat. I was like debating if I should eat dates.
All right.
I mean, I'm holding strong, but it's yeah, I'm being tempted.
Oh, okay. So you did say I'm holding strong. So what if instead of thinking I'm overwhelmed, you keep thinking I'm strong?
Okay,
How does that feel?
positive.
And what kind of result do you think you're going to get when the thought is I'm strong?
Calming.
And then do you think you're going to go and eat or munch when you're feeling strong?
No.
Okay. So this is like the perfect example of when the thought model is helpful, right? Like it's when you are feeling yourself going towards something that's not going to serve you. You're going towards a result that, you know, if I were to follow through with this, I'm not going to feel very good about it at the end, right? So this is where you go back and say, what am I actually thinking? You might not even paid attention that you said it a few times. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. So we just replaced it. And you also said, I'm strong. You might not have noticed, you know, because we have all these thoughts in our head all the time that we don't actually pay attention to. You might not have noticed either one of those thoughts. You had both thoughts. So, and both of them are equally effective. But one is going to take you down towards you know, munching on your juicing day, and one is going to have you complete your juicing day successfully. So this is where you take literally, it took us a minute or less for you to choose the better thought, to choose the one that's going to give you the result that you want.
Okay.
I want to just bring your attention to your Thanksgiving meal tomorrow. So
yeah.
Having cleansed your body so far, and you know, we all know Thanksgiving meal is not any regular meal. Do you have a plan for tomorrow?
So I was planning to follow the morning routine.
Right.
So the water, the celery juice, the smoothie, and then I haven't yet decided about, because we're gonna have dinner around 5:30, Thanksgiving dinner.
Yep.
So I was thinking for lunch, either juicing or having the vegetables.
All right.
And then dinner. Then Thanksgiving dinner, I'll probably try to limit my intake.
I don't want you to be, this is for whether it's Thanksgiving, for the rest of you, whether it's Eid, whether it's any special occasion, you don't want to go into, because when you put yourself in a limiting mindset, okay, this is a panic for the body. Anytime we put ourselves in any kind of limiting mindset, like I'm going to limit food, I'm going to limit, you know, it's a panic situation for the body. It's the same as like feeling, it's a combination of why you're limiting, right? Because this is not food that's not really good for me. I really shouldn't be eating it. Like there's a combination of fear and shame and guilt there, right? So the thing is I'm going to limit it. So what this is going to do is this is going to create a cortisol reaction, which is going to raise your cortisol levels alongside whatever's going to be happening while you're eating this food anyway. But here's the thing with the body. When you eat something that you know is not optimally healthy for you, but it's a special occasion, it's Thanksgiving, it's Eid, it's a birthday, it's an anniversary, whatever it is, there's going to be times in life when it's not just about choosing the healthy meal. There's going to be times in life where it's about choosing the fulfillment is going to come from the company. It's going to come from being with your family. It's going to come from being with loved one. It's going to be about the celebration. So let yourself be in the moment of whatever that celebration is, because if your body will actually process this food so much more differently if you're coming at it from a place of, I have to limit it, I have to be careful, and that's going to elicit a cortisol reaction versus Thanksgiving happens once a year. I know exactly what to do now to get my body back to my baseline. This is about my family and friends and the celebration. I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to leave all those feelings I used to have, fear, guilt, and shame. I'm going to leave those behind. And I know exactly what to do on Saturday morning.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's amazing how food can solicit such feelings.
We use it, we literally use it like as character judgment. Like I'm a good person or I'm a bad person,
That's right.
depending on what I'm eating. Like, really?
Amazing. On
Yes.
on a positive, I'm down 5 pounds. 5
Amazing.
pounds I haven't been able to lose or I fluctuated up and down for 1 year. So let me ask you, once we kind of go back into hybrid or cleanse, will the weight loss or weight still be possible, or?
Yeah, it's all possible, of course, because you're all healing, right? We as long as you're not reintroducing the inflammatory foods, the weight loss will continue to happen. There's going to be some other things that are going to be at play definitely at some point, like, are you working out? Are you exercising? Which are also important for weight loss. A note for you specifically, I would not weigh yourself on Saturday morning, or because whatever, right? What's going to happen tomorrow, and you wake up on Saturday morning, the scale will be up. That's not weight gain. Okay. What's going to happen after you eat a Thanksgiving meal is your body is going to buffer all of that food with water. So you're going to feel puffy. There's going to be water retention. That's what's going to show up on your scale. So I would recommend to stay away, because the scale is never a reliable indicator of anything anyway. So don't panic. If you feel like your clothes are a bit tighter, if you feel like maybe your ring is a bit tighter, that's water retention, because the body protects itself from inflammatory food. One of the first ways it does that is by buffering, by retaining water. That's just a little side note for you.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let me see the rest of the questions here. Coffee, cafes, yes. Nuran, which almond milk is okay? Get it fresh, Glow, make a fresh almond milk. I would use that. Make it yourself at home. All the ones in the supermarket, if you look at the labels, they all have some kind of a seed oil. So like sunflower oil, vegetable oil, soy oil, all of them. So none of those. Dina, the lemon balm is available on Amazon. Thank you. Inji, the healthy broth for the cold days, can I blend it as well? Yes, you can blend it, or you can have it as is. Mona, do you have another question, or you just forgot your hand up?
Hi, Dana. No, I just wanted to tell Iman, I think, asked about the lemon balm.
Yeah.
She can download InstaShop, and it's there. If she writes lemon balm, they will get it for her, and I think they get it from Ilfar supermarket.
Yes.
But I went to Ilfar supermarket, I couldn't find it on shelves.
Okay.
So, and one final thing, the tahina, it's freshly pressed in Fathala supermarket and in Hyper.
Okay.
And the taste is amazing. That's
Amazing,
all.
right?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, ladies, thank you so much. I am off this weekend, so I know you're going to be amazing tomorrow. Rest at home, enjoy the juices. Don't let yourself go hungry. If you need to add more juices, fresh juices, add more juices. It's not about torturing yourself. Relax, get into the process. If you haven't let me know what you're going to be doing starting Saturday, if you're confused, today is the day for you to figure it out and to make a decision. So please reach out to me today so that you know what it is you're doing on Saturday, so you can also get ready for that. All right. Have a wonderful weekend, ladies, and I will see you all again here on Sunday. Bye.